Dystopia is the idea that in the future things are going to get worse. Whatever it is you're worried about at the moment, pollution, nuclear war, whatever, you just assume that in 10, 20, 30, 40 years' time, it's going to be worse.
Los Angeles, a city of sun, bright lights and glamour, but not according to Ridley Scott. In 1982, he presented a breathtakingly bleak vision of near-future LA in his cult classic Blade Runner. And right from these spectacular opening shots, we were sucked straight into this gritty dystopian world.
Blade Runner was very dark, and it hasn't been seen as the work of art it is until much more recently.
The visuals are stunning. You can't believe it's 33 years old. That is incredible when you watch that. It looks like it could have been made today.
No CGI at all in it. Everything's model. And we had these models set up all over this huge shed place in LA. And it was all physically done.
Movies are a two-dimensional medium, and so you can put a big thing in the foreground and a very tiny thing in the background, and even though it's only 8 feet from here to there, it looks like miles.
So many films, knowingly or unknowingly, were influenced by Blade Runner, that neo-noir dystopian look, and I'm not sure it's necessarily the story. I mean, the story is Harrison Ford is a Blade Runner who's tasked with recovering and killing replicants who've escaped from a colony off-world and have gotten to Earth.
One of the ways we use robots to tell stories is about existence in and of itself. And there's never been better self-aware robots than the replicants.
The replicants of Blade Runner were highly efficient androids that were indistinguishable from humans. One such replicant was Daryl Hannah's Pris.
She dies in a room full of broken dolls. I mean, the symbolism isn't particularly hard to read. It's all about sullying things and breaking things, and where the dividing line falls between human and toy, or human and robot, or human and machine. And it runs right the way through the film. It's incredibly sophisticated.
A lot of the time you are gawping at how stunning it looks, but even the internal shots is just beautifully lit, you know, or the costumes people are wearing, or actually you're listening to the Vangelis score, which is gorgeous.
I think there is an argument where you say the whole message of the film is that there is no difference. These replicants have become human.
And the most human character in it at the end is Rutger Hauer's character.
One of the most incredibly timed experiences on the film was the last night we were shooting. The financiers were already threatening to close the thing down, and we suddenly heard these lines from Rutger Hauer, which he'd asked Ridley to listen to.
And those hastily written lines give the film such an emotional finale as Deckard encounters replicant leader Roy Batty just as his life is programmed to come to an end. The speech perfectly encapsulates the very human fear of mortality and shows how similar the replicants are to their creators.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched C-beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die.
It's one of, I think, the most affecting and enduring scenes in film history.
Ridley has always said that the best film he ever made was Blade Runner. I'd known him for years, and so we sort of understood how to work together. And that made the whole thing more of our baby, if you like. And it still is. It's just, it's grown up and it's become rather handsome young fella.